Hey guys, Epic Fox Tabletop here. Thanks for visiting once again. And today I'm going to be showing you the DAK forces that I have completed and painted up so far. I have several tanks down there, as well as some recon units, some 8 rads, some half track, stuff like that. I know all the vehicles at this point in time are not in the picture. This camera kind of has this cropping thing going on around the edges where it cuts out the video. I kind of have a good feel for it, but I know right now all of them aren't on screen as of this time. But soon, hopefully, I will be getting a new camera here, and have better quality, a better zoom, and much more wide field of view. So all that good stuff, hopefully. Anyway, like I said, down in front of us, we have my DAK forces, my Desert Africa Corps. And it's not all of my armored fighting vehicles as of yet. I am still working on a couple more. I'm working on one more Tiger for a total of 4. I'm working on 2 Panzer 3Js as well as some more Panzer 3Ds. And we'll go ahead and take a look right now at what we got. We'll just start from the top here, and I'll push in the zoom here so we can take a really good look at each vehicle individually. But right here you can see we have the first half track that I have completed here, and I haven't wrote down on the bottom of what this one is because it's pretty self-explanatory. Say an Omega half track. So anyway, you can see there, I did put the crosses on there, on 2 on the sides, 1 on the hood of the vehicle. And I'm using this from Ammo by Mig Jimenez. It's this light dust cover, and that's kind of that lighter dust colored pigment that's on there. And I tried to put that in places where I thought dust would be clumping up. You can't really, this doesn't give you the full detail of it, but you can see there at the base of the windscreen there, you can see in the ridge there, right below the machine gun point right now, is kind of clumped up along there in that crease. And so I tried to, clump up the dust where I thought it would be clumped up. I'm kind of new to the pigments, and each one is different because the weathering, it's whether it's rust is going to build up in certain places, dust is going to build up in different places, mud's going to build up in different places. So it's a process and learning trial to learn the best technique for each of the different pigments, and I do have a lot of different pigments here. So anyway, that's one half track for the DAK forces. Another half track right here. There's the focus. Everybody loves autofocus, I know. But yeah, so here's another one. You can see it has a different front end on it. This one has jerry cans on it instead of the um, wire, which the last one had on it. But it's pretty much the same vehicle other than that, just the stowage is different. So, and those two were from Peter Pig. And then I have 2 Panzer IVs for this force here. And this is tank number 101, I believe that says. And yeah, so I think these guys came out really good. They look good. Um, the Desert Africa Corps wash works really good on that. 301 is the tank number. Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, that one, yeah. So the 3 on this one is covered by thick dust. I was looking at it through the camera. You can't really see, but if you look at it in person, you can easily see there's a 301. So this is tank number 301. You can see those red numbers kind of broke up there. I can't remember what decals I was using, who they were from, but these red ones tend to break apart when you're taking them off of the transfer sheet, which is no bueno. It took a little bit of finagling to get them right, but anyway, that is the Panzer 4J Panzer 4G. Yeah, I have the G wrote down in there. So, um, yeah, this is a heavy tank killer, and there's very, very limited numbers of the Panzer IVs in Africa. So I only have these two actually. I have this one and this one right here, which I still need to put the numbers on. This is before I got the decals. You can see I hand painted on that cross there on the front of the hole. But I will be putting some numbers on this guy and then dusting over him. So those are the 2 Panzer IVs. And then I have 2 Panzer III's, which were from Peter Pig. Those Panzer IVs, which I just showed you, were from Peter Pig also. These were my first vehicles that I painted up. And you can see I have other different pigments on there. I was kind of testing it out. There's some mud splashes on there. Excuse me. And I really used thick, heavy dust and dirt pigments, and this thing just looks beat up like it's been through hell and back, but that's okay. And I didn't put any numbers or crosses on these. These were actually, like I said, these Panzer III's, these two of them were the very first desert vehicles that I painted. So it was really just a test. So in gameplay, I'll be using them of one of three things. These Panzer III's, most of them that were put into service in Africa, I think were command vehicles. But if I'm not using for that, I will use them for burnout vehicles, abandoned vehicles, etc. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. They could be used as objectives or cover, stuff like that. Here's the other Panzer IIIe that I did. This was one of the first vehicles as well. See the mud splashes on there. This is kind of, like I said, just these were kind of experimentations with pigments to see what did what and how everything else looked. As we got better with the technique, we started seeing results such as this, which is this is a Panzer 3D. I haven't wrote on there what they are, but these are Panzer 3Ds, and I have let's see, I have four of them done right now. I have two more that I'm working on, and I think I have six more that I haven't even assembled yet that are still in the box. These are from Plastic Soldier Company. So these are plastic as opposed to the Peter Pig metals. They're much, much lighter. The machine guns are much more brittle, so you got to be careful with those when you're modeling and painting them. But I think these came out looking very good. You can see the dust cover over the crosses and the numbers. So I'm happy with the results of these. Like I said, as I go on and paint more and more, the technique is being refined and improved, and they're coming out much better. Here's tank number 100. It's the same as the other one, pretty much, except a different number. So, and we have tank 101, Panzer 3D also. And then we have tank 102. And every vehicle has a moving turret, so you can adjust the turrets. You can pop them off to show they're blown up or whatever. Here comes the cream of the crop. We have 3 Tigers completed. I'm still working on one more for a total of 4, like I said. But, so this guy, as you can see that, I think that would be the gunner hatch right here, the lower hatch right there. I glued it in upside down, and by the time I realized it, it was too late. So I don't know if I'll smooth it over with some putty or something, or if I'll just leave it like that. Who knows? I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Not really like most people wouldn't notice it, especially when it's far down on the tabletop. But if you're up close inspecting it, like we are right now, might be noticeable. But anyway, so that is tank number 114, and I used hollow black outline numbers for these guys. No camouflage. I've been painting up, I've painted up, I think about 60 plus tanks so far in the last month. So whatever I can do to limit and quicken the pace, the better it is for me. So tank number 122 right here. Looks pretty good. And then we have, what tank number is that? I can barely see that. There's some thick dust on that side. 100. Tank number 100 has the TC unbuttoned, surveying the battlefield. And most German tank commanders, so, they stayed unbuttoned as much as possible. You can model that with certain models that I have down here, but not all of them. The Panzer III's didn't come with options for an unbuttoned cupola or tank commanders in the pack. So, you know, I was kind of limited, but the Tigers, they come with options to show them unbuttoned with a couple different tank commanders that you can place in there. And I've also been mixing and matching. Oh, I gotta put some weathering on that front track down there. I missed that. That'll be easy to take care of. That'll be a 10-second job. I got track wash by Ammo by MIG. Just wash it over that and give it a nice track look-esque feel to it. But anyway, that's tank number 100, tank commander of the Tigers, and we're working on one more Tiger. And finally, we have the 8-rads here, and this is the Command 8-rad. It does not have a movable turret on it. It's a fixed turret with the radio array on it. And you can see here, it's you know, an 8-wheeled armored car, basically, an 8-rad. So these are by Plastic Soldier Company. These guys are pain in the butts to assemble. You need a good solid plastic glue, not plastic glue, it can be super glue, just something that dries quickly and solidly. These machine guns are a pain in the butt to put on. I have a couple done here, which are just the regular radioed versions of the 8-rads, nothing special. We have one more radioed version of the turreted 8-rad right here. And then we have what would be the point man of the group. He has some extra armored tracks on the sides there and the missile shield on the front, ballistic shield, no radio array. You can see these guys come out pretty nice. I really did enjoy painting these models, and I don't really enjoy painting a whole lot, but these guys were in pleasure to paint. They paint up quick. Really, all you got to do is, if you got an air gun like I do, just spray them down with a nice even coat, and then break out the Aftercore wash and fill in all the crevices and canyons in there, and then put your pigments on there pretty much. And then the 5th is the howitzer version of the 8-rad. I can't remember the different model numbers of these vehicles, but you can see it has a couple crew members in there. And one is loading and one's the commander. Has his headset on, surveying the battlefield. So that is my recon group, and they'll probably be rolling around with those half tracks that I showed you from earlier, with infantry accompanied by them. But anyway, so we're going to be looking forward to a bunch of games to use with these. What a Tanker, Bolt Action, Tank Battles. We'll be playing both versions of Bolt Action, regular with a couple of these vehicles, as well as tank battles, massive armored fights between forces. What else? I am going to be playing some chain of command as well as soon as I get those rules. I'm also going to be doing Crossfire in several different theaters, including the African theater, so I'm looking forward to that. I have a whole bunch of German armor that I've been working on, and Russian armor, like I said, American armor, etc. So I'll just give you a quick sample. Here's a Martyr 3 that I completed here. Let's see if I can get a better zoom on that. So there's a nice muddy camouflage Martyr 3. And let's see, what else can I show you? Some Panzer IV Gs, I believe that's what it is. Panzer IV D. Oh, these Panzer IIIs are Gs. I need to rest. Yeah, that's why I need to write that down. So Panzer IV D with the howitzer. So I have several of those painted up. Jagged Panther. Whole bunch of stuff to show you guys. I won't show you all the east front and west front armor I have completed yet. Just showing you some previews. There's Elephant / Ferdinand. And what else do we got here that I can show you really quickly? Of course, what would a German armor collection be without these babies? Royal Tiger, King Tiger, whatever you want to call it. So that's it. I'll save the rest for another video. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking it out. Hope you're as excited as I am to see these guys on the field. And until next time, take it easy.